Toxic men in C-dramas are often the main characters, and we're supposed to feel for them even though they're bad news. Britney Spears' song Toxic kind of sums it up. These guys should come with a warning label. But since they don't, the best we can do is spot them on our screen. These characters bring darkness and hurt to others, showing us who to stay away from in real life. Just to be clear, we're talking about fictional characters here, not the actors themselves. If you see any of these traits in real people, don't just walk away, run. Dylan Wong portrayed the role of Dao Ming-si, the headstrong, arrogant leader of F4 in the series. Coming from a wealthy and powerful family, Dao Ming-si was groomed to take over the family's multinational corporation, Dao Ming Group. At the start of the series, Dao Ming-si exhibited traits of entitlement, temperamental outbursts, and a propensity for anger when things didn't go his way. However, his encounter with Sean Kai, particularly her refusal to bow to his bullying tactics, sparked a profound attraction within him. Despite Dao Ming-si's evolution throughout the series, there were deeply troubling moments that marred his character, such as the instances of physical aggression towards Sean Kai. The scene where he forcefully grabs her collar or throws food in her face are indeed disturbing and reflect poorly on his character. One of the most egregious instances was when he reacted violently to Sean Kai brushing chalk off Lei's hair, culminating in him attacking her, attempting to force himself on her, and refusing to take responsibility for his actions. His failure to apologize or acknowledge the harm he caused Sean Kai in these moments deeply soured his character for many viewers. Refusal to engage in meaningful dialogue or offer a sincere apology only served to perpetuate the toxicity of his behavior. Su Kaiching portrayed Lingyun, the CEO of Lingyun Group, in Well-Intended Love. His character's manipulation of Xiaolin's leukemia diagnosis stands out as one of the most shocking plot twists in the series. It's perplexing how the screenwriter conceived such a bizarre scheme for seduction, suggesting a lapse into a psychotic crisis. The fact that he committed fraud by faking hospital records claiming that Xiaolin had cancer just so that he could secure her hand in marriage reflects a lack of moral integrity. Moreover, his subsequent mistreatment of her after marriage adds further layers of toxicity to his character. What's particularly unsettling is the revelation that Ling Yizhou's obsession with Xiaolin stems from a brief encounter years ago when she showed him kindness in a cake shop. This prompts him to stalk her and concoct an elaborate lie to manipulate her into marriage. The fact that the show attempts to romanticize this criminally abusive behavior is deeply concerning. There is no redemption for a character who uses money, influence, and deceit to coerce someone into a relationship under false pretenses. Xing Zhaolin seems to specialize in portraying toxic male lead roles, evident in his performances in You Are My Destiny and Cute Programmer. In You Are My Destiny, a remake of the Taiwanese drama Fated to Love You, Xing Zhaolin's character, Wang Shiyi, exhibits particularly toxic traits, despite attempts by the writers to soften his personality. Many viewers found his portrayal so unbearable that they ended up rooting for the second male lead instead. But interestingly, the writers toned down a lot of his original personality in an attempt to soften his personality in this version, but clearly they failed. But geez, imagine how atrocious the male lead in the main version is. In Cute Programmer, Xing Zhaolin portrays Jiang Yicheng, a brilliant but cold and aloof computer programmer. His demeanor stems from past heartbreak, where he was exploited by a woman who used him to obtain his codes and then left him emotionally wounded. Reviewers have criticized Jiang Yicheng's character as unbearable, labeling the female lead as a doormat. His attitude, characterized by childishness, stubbornness, and rudeness, is a significant source of irritation for viewers. Furthermore, his narrow-mindedness and homophobic behavior in earlier episodes only exacerbate the audience's frustration. In The Wolf, Darren Wang's character, Chiwen, displays a troubling pattern of cruelty towards the female lead, Ma Zhaixing, throughout much of the series. Despite his love for her, he consistently mistreats her, deliberately causing misunderstandings and inflicting emotional pain. His communication skills are severely lacking, and he fails to appreciate her presence until it's too late. The male lead's actions are not only annoying but also manipulative, cruel, and cold-hearted. His statement that he will do whatever he wants, exemplified by his attempt to rape Ma Zhaixing, is deeply disturbing and uncomfortable to watch. Furthermore, the aftermath of this incident is handled poorly by the writers, undermining the gravity of the situation and contributing to the dissatisfaction with the story's direction. While Chiwen's cruelty is partially motivated by his desire to protect Ma Zhaixing from the truth about her family's death, his actions are excessive and difficult to justify. Despite his eventual redemption, it's challenging for viewers to fully forgive or sympathize with him after witnessing the extent of his mistreatment towards the female lead. Qin Xingshu portrayed the character of Li Qingyin, also known as Gu Xiaowu, in Goodbye My Princess. Initially depicted as carefree and innocent, Li Qingyin's character undergoes a profound transformation upon uncovering the truth behind his mother and elder brother's deaths. This revelation ignites ambition and cruelty within him, shaping him into a cunning and deceptive individual adept at navigating political intricacies while concealing his true emotions. Despite exploiting Xiaofeng for political advantage, he genuinely falls in love with her. However, his love for Xiaofeng is tainted by possessiveness and jealousy, leading him to commit heinous acts. His intense love becomes a catalyst for intense jealousy, triggering irrational behavior whenever he perceives Xiaofeng's affection for another. This jealousy culminates in tragic consequences, including the death of one of Xiaofeng's closest friends. He mercilessly slaughters Xiaofeng's grandfather and manipulates those around him without remorse. His obsession and paranoia eventually lead to the brutal murder of Gu Jian before Xiaofeng's eyes, plunging her life into despair and hopelessness. Despite fulfilling Xiaofeng's third wish and enduring a life of suffering in the palace, Li Qingyin pays a steep price for his actions. Lin Gingxin is Tan Songyun's boss from Hell in Romance Master of My Own. Gingxin portrays stubborn President Jiming, who is depicted as a high-flying financier with toxic behavior towards his secretary. Despite initially agreeing to a 3-year plan where she would transition into the job she was interviewed for, he reneges on the deal, subjecting her to harassment, sabotage, and humiliation when she decides to leave. His actions, which border on illegal and are appalling, include manipulating her new employers and deliberately embarrassing her in public. His redemption arc, initiated by his father's death and attempts to portray him as occasionally helping her behind the scenes, feels forced and pretentious. Throughout the series, he consistently displays gaslighting, manipulative behavior, and a propensity for losing his temper and yelling at those around him. The sole redeeming quality of the drama is the strength and resilience of the female lead, whom viewers find themselves cheering for throughout the series. Wallace Wu played the insufferable Emperor Qianlong in Rui's royal love in the palace. Childhood friends with Rui, he was named the next successor to the throne after his older brother's dismissal and forced to choose Rui as his second wife instead of his first. While he is talented and politically capable, he is revealed to be insecure and selfish as time passes. We could just see him progressively becoming an asshole as the drama went on. It's frustrating to watch the Emperor's character arc in Rui's royal love. His paranoia and selfishness overshadow his previous charm and charisma. His treatment of Rui over his unfounded suspicions regarding Lingyun is particularly infuriating. Instead of behaving like an emperor, he acts like a spoiled child, prioritizing his own pride above all else. The way he forgets about Rui when the Han tribe lady enters the palace is another example of his selfishness. He even asks Rui to intervene with the new concubine on his behalf, completely disregarding Rui's feelings and position as his wife. It's heartbreaking to see Rui's compassion and wisdom contrasted with her husband's shortcomings. Despite the challenges she faces, she remains empathetic and strong, shining in moments of comfort and wisdom. By comparison, the Emperor pales in comparison, becoming increasingly unlikable as the story progresses. Mark Chow is also on this list as Yi Hua in 10 Miles of Peach Blossoms aka Eternal Love. The depiction of their relationship in the series is widely criticized. From the outset, Yi Hua seems to hold a dominant position, often placing the female lead Bai Qian in uncomfortable situations solely for his satisfaction. Some scenes depict his attempts at intimacy with Bai Qian, which many viewers perceive as crossing the line into potentially coercive or abusive behavior. In one scene, he tries to force himself on her. She tries to leave, he holds her against her will and kisses her even though she tries to stop him and looks incredibly uncomfortable. Some scenes when they're in bed are the same, he's very pushy and persuades her to be more intimate with him. Bai Qian's attempts to resist or leave are met with forceful actions from Yi Hua, undermining her agency and comfort. Furthermore, the series alters the portrayal of Bai Qian's character, stripping her of the independence and spiritedness she initially exhibited. This change in her personality seems to serve the narrative of Yi Hua's dominance rather than respecting her as an individual with her own desires and boundaries. His failure to acknowledge her perspective and the consequences of his actions further highlight his flaws as a partner. In Derailment, Linny portrays Qi Lian, initially a likable character who assists the main character in navigating a new environment. However, around the 7th episode, his actions become increasingly irrational, leaving viewers questioning the writing quality. The sudden neck choke scene feels entirely out of place and raises concerns about the direction of the story. While Qi Lian refrains from physically abusing the main character in later episodes, his bullying tactics push her into a state of depression. Despite enjoying the cold male lead trope in other shows like Put Your Head on My Shoulder, Qi Lian's behavior crosses the line into plain abuse, making it difficult for viewers to empathize with him. This drastic shift in character dynamics and the excessive aggression towards the female lead led to the decision to drop the show entirely, with no desire to learn about its subsequent developments. But over to you? Which Chinese drama lead left you angry and disappointed? Let me know in the comments.